What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. We're sticking with the Italian train. Just had the rest of that leftover bruschetta from last night. So tonight we're doing pesto. So first things first, we got some pasta shop rigatoni. That only takes 11, 12 minutes. So this is pretty quick. We can do the pesto while the pasta's cooking. So pesto is pretty simple. You need some kind of food processor or a blender. You need some fresh basil, olive oil. What you do is there's no set measurement. You put the basil in the blender with some garlic. I've got about 3 cloves. Traditionally, you use pine nuts for pesto. A couple things. They're really expensive and they can be hard to find. So for a substitute, you could just skip it, which some people do. What I actually did was I had some pistachios, which I had in my pantry. So I put them in the fruit processor, and they're green. They should work. Get a little bit of pecorino romano and salt and pepper. So basically what you do is put the dry ingredients in the blender and work it up, and then add the oil, ideally with a slow pour like I got, and just kind of look for you don't want it to be like a paste. You want it to be a little bit smoother, and get it to your desired consistency. And then what I would do is, once your pasta's done, save a little bit of the reserved pasta water just to thin it out a little bit. It also incorporates the flavors a little bit. Really ties the dish together. So I'm about to throw my pasta in. I'll be back in a little bit to blend it all together. See ya. All right, we're back. So our pasta's just about done. So we're gonna start blending up the pesto. I threw in the basil, the garlic, and the nuts. If you got it, it's fresh pecorino romano. Throw that in there. I'm gonna add a little bit of oil just to get some liquid going, and some salt and pepper. Then I'm gonna start the blender and kind of eyeball it as far as the consistency. If it needs more oil, we'll put more oil. And then when the pasta's done, before I strain it, I'm going to save some of the water and throw it in there too. Just good flavor with that pasta water, and we'll just bring this all together. Don't do that at home. The amazing thing is nothing fell out. All right. We're going to take a look at this. Everything looks okay. Oh, that was crazy. Unedited view of what can happen. That reminds me when my mom always told me when I was little, Matthew, hold the bottom of the pot or the bottom of the pan. That right there, that's why. We'll be back. All right, so we're back. I think in part what happened was I didn't have enough liquid to basil ratio. So I cut away for a second. I put some of that pasta water in there, and it really helps. It's becoming like a lighter green. It's a nice color. I think we got it. So I'll be back in a minute to plate up. Oh man, I dodged the bullet there. That could have been messy. Better to be lucky than good. We'll be back. All right, we're back. So I got my little plate of rigatoni right here. So I'm going to just pour a little bit of the pesto right on the pasta. And you'll be able to tell when you do homemade, it's going to be lighter than when you get in a jar. That's the freshness right there. It's going to be lighter in color because the basil ideally is fresh. That pasta water really helped out. Looks pretty good. So that's our homemade pesto. Try not to break your blender and spill it all over the place. Have a good night. We'll be back tomorrow.